Nature endows us at birth with three general patterns of emotional response. Rage is the response to the primary stimulus of thwarting, something interfering with our behavior, our actions. Fear is the response to loud noises or loss of support. And the emotional response to love is usually the result of a show of affection or favors. And these seem to be the emotions with which we start life.
What is this, origami? What am I doing? Origami? And what am I, turning on the microphone? Or am I playing Sudoku? Is it Sudoku or Sudoku?
Depends how you say it.
You got me. Oh, you started out hot. You came in hot. Good evening and welcome to a new week. I'm Andy Kindler, and this is my podcast partner, Josh, Elvis Weinstein. Josh is not with me tonight. We're not recording together tonight. We're recording separately because of the COVID. How's it going, Josh? Where are you these days?
It's globally okay.
What?
Is my audio okay?
Are you doing your impression of the guy who's the vibrating phone on the TV?
I was simulating.
I didn't think it was bad. I mean, why would I say it wasn't bad?
I don't know, because you belittled it. Right.
I did belittle it, but that's my go-to is belittling, and I'm little. You would think that I wouldn't do it.
No, I would think you would embiggen.
I laugh at that, even though I know it's a pun, and I know you probably could have come up with that one sleeping and not even you thinking.
Was I thinking? Am I awake?
Yes, you don't realize it when you're, and I tell people all the time, I don't know why I'm so goddamn funny. It just comes out of me. In fact, these days when I do shows, I don't even do shows. I just talk about the process of how funny it's been. All the just thanks for coming out to see me. I've had quite a career, and I'm so glad to be able to spend some quality, not laughing time, but quality time.
Right.
Well, that's Cosby. Isn't that Cosby's last 10 years?
Quality cause time.
Yeah. Thank you. How long have I done? 3 hours? 4 hours?
Now I'd like to talk about your pants.
Now. What do you mean? I'm just wearing regular pants.
Next question.
I love the one time that he was in NPR and he didn't know the guy was going to ask him. It was like, I think the last interview he did.
Yeah.
The guy went, that's not nice. He dropped a little of the cause from his voice.
Right.
I guess he's not doing cause.
No. He was fired. He was fired for cause.
It's not funny. Well, it is funny that he's in prison. That part I like.
Yeah, that's awesome.
But I shouldn't be. At some point, shouldn't I? Congratulations. Not directly congratulations, but I'm excited about Seth Rogen's pot. This is something. Did you see his commercial for it?
I did, yeah.
Oh, so great. I'd be afraid not to buy from someone. I am convinced that his pot is better than my pot.
Yeah, there's good reason to believe that there is. That it is.
And he's so excited about it. And it doesn't mean that I'm not saying I'm going to do it, because I think you have to have a following and
what? Go into the biz, you mean?
Yeah, I mean, I could do it.
Kindler.
Oh, Josh.
Kindler
I don't know
Kush.
Kindler Kush. Can you do, how would you think I would sound doing the commercials?
Hi, I'm Andy. Do you like the pot? I like the pot. I've tried all these things, and each of them is good. They're all good. Come on down, because it's good.
I don't know if what I said was funny. I don't know if what I said was humorous or...
Try the some is good, more is better special.
More is more special. Buy an ounce, buy another ounce. Tonight only.
I'll ring you up twice.
Okay, can I tell you something that's embarrassing? Nah, you won't like this. I think somehow you'll.
Yeah, I hate it. I hate it when you tell me embarrassing things.
No, I just think no. It could be one of these things like, here's where I'm afraid you'll go. All you care about. Okay, here's the story.
All right, thank you.
At some point, they were giving me 3% celebrity discount at Higher Path for seemed like a week or 2 weeks or something.
Yeah.
And then it turned into 3 cents.
Really?
So now every time I go,
That's just like, that's very sarcastic now.
it says celebrity discount
3 cents.
0.03.
Well, that also is how 3% is expressed.
Oh, so that's what I think.
That's 3/100th.
I think there's a mistake. There must be a mix-up of some kind. I think you're right. I think that's how it happened. But it just, you know what the thing is so good about it, what makes me deserve it, is I go in there and my ego's a little built up.
Yeah, well, and you just endorsed the place on our show. So there you go. It all worked out for them.
And I'm going there. I wonder how
you
sweet
won't
my
mention a
deal.
restaurant 4 miles away, but you'll go to the pot shop that gives you a few bucks.
We know what religion my bread is buttered on.
Rastafarian.
I mean, it is stereotypical that Jews. I mean, anybody. There is a part of me that goes. I rub my hands together when I know I'm going to get money or something. Why is that stereotypical? Yeah. Give it up. Hey, I'm a Jew. Is anybody lending you money? That's the only thing we can do. Okay, maybe you shouldn't have named your company Shylock.
Usury Inc.
But anyway, I was very excited about that because that's what I think.
I mean, if celebrity is good for fucking anything, that's it right there. There you go.
What's that?
3%, my friend.
3%. No, yeah, 3% wouldn't be. I'd be all. Yeah, 3%'s good. So on $500, why did I just say $500? Take that out. Take that out.
Who did you convince you were a celebrity? That was my.
One person recognized me when I went over there.
Yeah.
Is that what it was in that one day? And she goes, I gave you the celebrity. And she talked like me. You got the celebrity discount.
Wow.
I said, thank you. It's not good to look forward to something in life. It's a dumb thing to do.
I don't think that's true.
Oh, I think you got me again. I never know with you.
Yeah.
You know, you are. I'm not saying you're a. What is it when someone disagrees?
I think sometimes anticipation beats the actual thing by a long shot.
That's true. That's absolutely true. That is true. I hope it continues to be 3 cents.
The trick is to anticipate the good things and eliminate the dread.
Ooh, that's interesting. Yeah. You mean the dread when the price is the regular price?
Because when I think of anticipating something, it's almost inextricable from dread.
Is that true?
Yeah, I dread most things that are on the calendar.
So we really...
I dreaded the podcast tonight.
That is very, very interesting. That's not interesting, but you know what? When we were talking about a while ago when I was saying that I was saying I'm always late. I'm always late because I don't want to do anything.
Yeah.
But it's also it's not just the pie. It's like anything, even if it's going to be good.
Yeah.
I don't want to do it.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
So I was thinking of that about 15 minutes to 9, and I said to myself, I have to. This has got to be a life lesson thing of not lowering expectation, but not.
No, I mean we're both here for the same reason I showed up at the trainer twice a week when it was allowed.
Why is that?
Because there's an appointment.
That's true. If we didn't have an appointment, we probably wouldn't record the show.
No, we wouldn't. We would keep pushing each other off.
Now, some people could say we
would run out of lies in about 3 weeks.
Oh, yeah. Well, as you know, Andy is not here this week.
Right.
Nothing specifically wrong. He can't get it together. He told me he can't get it together at 5. I called him back at 6. I said, "You guys feeling any better?" He goes, "I'm feeling better only because I know I'm not going to do the show."
Wait, I said the quiet part out loud.
I just want to say that is not an expression that's overused. That's what I like about it.
Yes, that's the best part about it.
It's like you meet somebody, and you say, "Hi, nice to meet you." I couldn't give a fuck who you are. I'm sorry. I said the quiet part out loud. Then everything's okay.
Right, exactly.
And then people are like, why would that be the quiet part of something?
Right.
You have an extremely large head. I find it off-putting. I said the quiet part out loud.
I mean when I'm quiet. Don't you see?
I think we're getting another...
I'm horrible when I'm quiet. That's why I'm talking like this right now.
You have a little Jimmy. It's like Jimmy Stewart Kindler.
No, it was an actual original creation I was going for there.
You can't say...
I was forming a new character out of thin air is what I'm saying.
No, I think that much of what people say, most of what you do is reminiscent of me. It's like if you took what I did and you put jokes to it. That's what I've heard. I have everything but the joke. That's why we're such a good combo.
That's what you put on your business card, isn't it?
The sad thing is that I keep getting these business cards made every 4 months, and you tell me what's the point of them?
Well, and then you fan them out like a deck.
Especially since it seems even more weird since I haven't left the apartment at all. You know what I mean?
You have all the names for all the people you used to tour as.
I toured for many years as
alcoholic.
I have a lot. I would tour as Kevin Pollak.
Alcoholic.
Now I could go. You're making a meal with this, and I could go for it. Alcoholic. Did you know that I toured the country just for a brief period as Al Prazolam?
I do remember that. Yeah.
Hey,
the box office was calm. I want to have the comedy team response for those when you do.
I'm laughing for real, but then I've been coughing recently, so I don't want that. If laughing causes cancer, lung cancer, that's just what would be. That would serve me.
Then belly up to the chemo bar.
Oh God, I hope this isn't a trend of me with my lighthearted cancer jokes.
I hope not too, but I can help you with the cancer material.
Well, but you have a battle scar. Like I feel like it's going to happen once in. Like you paid your dues. Bill Odenkirk paid his dues, and God's ready. So how'd you enjoy that? Now it's your turn. Fuckface. Why would God be like that with me? Hey, come over here. You enjoying your life? I have been enjoying my life. Too bad.
See this big magnifying glass I'm holding up? Stand under it.
Oh, you don't even start with that because I really could see. I should see a dermatologist. I'm ready to do a video conference with a dermatologist. I'm not kidding this time. I will say this thing about...
I would love to see you trying to hold parts of your body up to the laptop camera. Frankly.
I'll tell you, if you're telling me you want me to record the Zoom, I'll do it. I don't care.
Please do.
If it was up to me, Susan would object, but I would be all for it. Look at this. Look at this.
Finally, we'll have something to offer our Buy Me a Coffee members.
Yeah. That's people would actually look at. They'd look at my weird... Because I don't know if you know that I suffer from the heartbreak.
He sits on Hollywood Boulevard selling mole maps of the stars.
Boy, you got very excited there for a second. I have psoriasis, and I never knew it.
Sometimes you confuse excited with professionalism, frankly.
No, nicely played. Well done. Your move. I think that's the wrong thing, isn't it? Checkmate. Nicely checked.
Yeah.
Well played. Well played, sir. No, but I have these.
You said the loud part loud.
You said the audio. Oh.
You got your quiet part and my loud part.
No, you got the loud part, my quiet part. You got the candy.
They're totally incomprehensible.
Hey, you almost got me to talk. We're almost into commercials now.
Almost.
I could take this. I could segue this.
Yeah. You need Andy. You need a level.
And you need. If I heard that from down the hall, I'd run into the room.
Did you notice that when they cut away to the actual lawyer, whereas in the first one he's holding an apple, and in the other one he is actually holding a level?
I didn't notice that. There is no reason to go to him. It might be a
stud sensor, but I'm pretty sure it's a level.
Oh, there is no reason to go to him at the end. He doesn't. It's not like, okay, nice going, kids.
He's the bring it home. The preceding was a dramatization. I'm the real deal.
I don't remember this version in New York like they have in L.A. Like Jacoby and Myers, and I'm sure they were there, but maybe there's different laws in New York.
Well, no, this is the Burbank firm.
I know, but in New York, do you think it's still illegal to have some schmuck come on and say?
No, they had Celino and Barnes in New York and stuff.
Do you know their number really is 1-800 million?
Yeah, well, after the split, they had to change it. Because it used to be 800-888-888-888.
Is that true?
Yeah, they had to change the number when they split.
You're the wait a second. You know you're joking now.
No.
Well, Celino split from Barnes?
Yeah, no, it's the Barnes firm.
It is the Barnes firm.
Yeah, huh? Wake up and smell the litigation.
Holy shit. I left all my paperwork with Celino.
You backed the wrong horse.
Does anybody buy that if you have a DUI, does anybody buy that there's some guy like you see on the billboard who's ready to fight for you? Is that what you think? I don't think so.
I don't know. I'm drunk when that happens.
I do not think being an ambulance chaser would be like, and you know who was an ambulance chaser? Was John Edwards on top of everything else.
Yeah.
What didn't he do? What did he do that was attractive?
Did he do anything savory?
Could you do so? Hey, here. Hey, here's a photo of something savory. Try and get close to it. Well, so then what happened? Well, then my wife was going to die. She had like a year to live. So that's when I thought, why not start the second family now? Oh, those interviews. Remember, have you seen the things where they show them like kind of like having intimate conversations? Like, it's just so sickening.
Yeah.
She is a good videographer though.
I was just enjoying, my wife's hopes for him being crushed into the ground at the time. So.
It's amazing, like, you know, like all the things that we say, which is like, I mean, all the things that I'm a member of the Democratic Party. So when we say things like, can you believe, I mean, we would never have someone like, the Alaska lady. I can't think of it. Sarah Palin. We would never have Sarah Palin. But now I have to look back and go, I voted for John Edwards. I didn't know he was so terrible.
Did you?
I guess vice president, you never do know as much.
Oh, you mean as vice president?
Yeah.
Yeah. Who cares? Really? Come on.
Yeah. I didn't like him as a candidate. I didn't think,
no,
I didn't buy him as a candidate.
No.
With his two Americas. We haven't had the
Pick an America.
Oh, man. Unbelievable. We've had quite a lot. And how about that Cuomo? I got to tell you something. What is it with people? Why does he not know that he looks like a 90-year-old monster, like a Frankenstein of some kind?
He does have that Italian Frankenstein going.
I mean, God bless. I'm not saying I'm a prize.
No, I understand. I think.
Yeah, you understand what I'm saying.
Stipulated.
I'm not saying Ted Bundy is a better serial killer because he is more attractive,
right.
But it does really bring it home.
It adds to the allure. It does.
But this guy, I can't even. And also, how do these people win? Like it happens in New York and California. I guess anywhere there's children. Well, at least Jerry Brown, I felt like was a good son. I liked him. He had talent.
Yeah.
But
he was a national joke his first time around.
Yeah, he was. That's true. Yeah, he had to grow into that after he was a Jesuit priest, after he did all these things.
Right.
He finally settled down.
Right. And after his presidential aspirations had passed.
Yeah, he was, and he really kind of ran in a very kind of nasty way. But what are you gonna do? I like Jerry Brown.
Sure.
I like him, so.
as a Schwarzenegger cleanup mechanism.
Gray Davis, I didn't like.
No.
Oh no! Are they going to recall Gavin? I don't care. What the hell do I?
I don't recall.
What? Do you totally recall? Do you have total recall? Okay, stop it.
All right, I fucked it up.
That's the only reason why I did not sign up for an Abbott and Costello style duo.
Why is that?
Because I couldn't keep the everything straight.
Who couldn't keep everything straight?
I couldn't.
It's true. You're bad at it.
I like how laconic, if I'm using that word right, that was.
Yeah.
Just like relaxing. Who? Let me ask you a question, Lou.
Yeah.
You were talking about the team.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. And now you had said who's on first base, which I think is some kind of a joke. Like you're saying, I think it's a joke on. I ask you.
No, it's these crazy nicknames that.
No. There's nobody on the fucking
these
team.
They have. It's crazy, these nicknames. That's all I'm saying.
What is the name of the player on first base? You're going to say second base, right?
Well, that's his
He's
name.
on second.
That's his name.
No, it's not. It's not his name.
That's his name.
You're doing a wordplay thing with me.
No, it's
wordplay.
a bizarre coincidence. I will grant you that.
I'm going to stab you.
That each player corresponds with a phrase as opposed to
right.
more standard.
What are the
name.
odds?
Yeah, no, the odds are slight, but that's baseball.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know if that's baseball, third base. I don't know if that's the third baseman. Don't complete the sentence. Who's at shortstop, though? Is it maybe? Who's on first? What's on second? I don't know who's on third base. Oh. I'm hoping when I die that's
Jewish.
I would like to die.
Jewish Psy is playing catcher.
Man, can you believe it? We made it this far. I'm not talking about the podcast. I'm talking about as a nation. It does seem like it's still touch and go.
I've got a very touch and go existence happening over here in my life. It's very. I've got entropy here. I've got just like everything's fucking breaking.
But is Clyde coming back together?
Clyde's coming back together. Although Clyde yesterday, went outside and then went and laid down, and then a couple minutes later, he's covered in blood.
Oh my God! Okay, that's why I could never have a dog or a child.
Yeah. And so we're like, what the fuck? as one would be.
Right.
And so we're wiping his legs. And what happened was he had he either bit his tongue or he chewed something too roughly or whatever, but his mouth was bleeding. My mouth's bleeding, bird. My mouth's bleeding. And so, you know how if you cut your tongue, it bleeds like a mother sometimes, so it was that kind of blood. But it took a long time to figure out the source of the blood.
And while you're ready to take him out to take him to the hospital.
Yeah,
Unbelievable.
exactly.
You would think, how could stitches? What a terrible stitch job that was, right?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
But he looked like fucking Cujo. Because at first it was he was licking his arms.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So it looked like he must have had something wrong with his arms, and he was licking it like dogs will do. But in fact, the source of the blood was his tongue. So.
Well, let me tell you this. He's not going to be in charge of the Band-Aids at my house.
No.
He can't even tell when he's cut.
Exactly.
You see the joke there?
No.
God damn it, you don't see the joke.
Was it an opposable thumbs joke? I don't know.
Something like that. It's something about, can you imagine if you woke up and a dog said, I'm here with your bandage.
So.
Oh, who's that dog?
Luckily it clotted pretty quickly.
Oh, God. Well, that is so. Okay, so now you don't have to do anything about it, right?
No, it's stopped. We didn't give him dry food today. We made him some rice and some chicken instead.
Oh.
because we're keeping him off the crunchy food for a day or two.
That is quite a. That's too many things. It's usually that wouldn't happen in a dog's life so quick. One
it does,
one
because they
next to
chew
the
on
other.
bones and sticks, and things jab into the roof of their mouth. Those sorts of things,
Not the brightest four-legged thing in the house.
Okay, said Mr. Fall Down an Escalator.
Hey, I thought I was. Hey, come on! I think I'm of at least of average intelligence.
I don't know why I've had to defend my dog's intelligence by throwing
First of all, you were the one
smart bus.
I already got a laugh from Susan doing your impression of Clyde. I'm a doggy. You already have done that. You can't cancel that now. That's all over the community.
It's all good. It's all good.
If you had to say how many dogs there were in those 4-block whatever area, how many doggies would you say?
In our little grid?
Yeah.
I bet there's 60 dogs.
I know. It's so good. It makes me feel safe in a way.
Yeah.
Because that's why Hitchcock, he never made a movie about dogs like he. Yeah. See? See?
With the licking, the licking.
It took me a second, but I didn't just get it now, but it did take me a second to get that your mouth was bleeding. What that meant. My mouth's bleeding, Henry. My mouth's bleeding. Well, what does that mean, stupid? It means it's a dream. It's a goddamn dream. It means I'm back. What does he realizes he had a dream, right? You don't see Dorothy at the end going, I'm back. I can feel I can feel my own lips.
It wasn't a dream, though. It wasn't an actual dream. It was actual angel magic.
Oh, that's true. Because and you know how you know it? Because at the end, when you hear ring-a-ling-a-ling-a-ling, Jimmy goes, that's right, Shuzo. That's right. And he winks. He winks like the world's worst community theater actor. I'm having so much fun slamming Jimmy Stewart's career. Fuck him, Josh.
Attaboy, Kindler. Way to take him down a couple of pegs.
How's it going, Best Buy?
He never deserved a free pass like he got, that son of a bitch. That World War II serving, beloved movie making son of a bitch.
Hee-haw, hee-haw.
With his trinkly poetry.
Mr. Schmuck. They should call you Mr. Schmuck, you stupid pharmacist. You almost... Oh, boy, he doesn't talk that way, the pharmacist.
No, because he's a kid.
He's a kid.
Don't hit my soul here again, Mr. Carr. You sound so sick and every you're sad, but Tony, you put something bad in there.
First of all, that guy shouldn't be a fucking pharmacist. I don't care what happened to him in his personal life. He's just running around.
Yeah.
So someone died in his own life. He's got to run around poisoning the town.
Why I filed the poison next to pills because of my peas.
Wait a second. Come back here. What did I do? As you know, I keep all of my poison in pill form.
Thank you for saving him. Now I'm going to just hit you much slower because you're a good boy.
Oh, that is so... See, that was beautiful. That's a beautiful piece we did there. I hope that we put it out on a director's cut.
All right. Well, you pretty much put a period on that, so...
Best headline ever I just saw this week. You might have seen it yourself. Rhino poacher killed by elephants, eaten by lions. Fan-goddamn-tastic. I didn't read the article because it might have ruined it. Because it was just so perfect. I get bummed out when headlines fool me, though. because you can't just read the headlines because they don't even match up with the stories anymore. It's like someone writes an article, someone else writes a headline. Sometimes they've never met or spoken, and you can tell. I got fooled into one a couple months ago this past winter when, here's the headline. 97-year-old twins leave the world the same way they came in. Together.
What?
Yes. Sounds like a medical miracle, doesn't it? It sounds like, oh my God, these twins, they were so genetically similar, they have the same amount of heartbeats. Or one of them sent out their secret twin signal before she died. I'm going, okay. None of that was the case. It wasn't a medical miracle. These two women, 97-year-old sisters, went out to dinner on this particular night. Cold night in Ohio. They come back to their house, drove themselves late at night. Well, maybe not late at night, probably 6. But after dinner. One of them slips on the ice. She falls. She can't get up. In fact, she may have said something to that effect. Her sister decides to go for help. She gets out of the car. She slips on the ice. She falls. She can't get up. And they both freeze to death on the driveway. Yeah, just like they came into the world. What the hell? As if one of them was lying there. You know what this reminds me of, Gladys? That time we were born. And they interviewed people, people who knew the sisters and family members, and it's like everyone they interviewed was just so enthralled by the fact that twins died at the same time. It's like they only read the headline, too. One of the daughters says, well, it was meant to be. Well, I guess as soon as you decided you didn't need to get them a life alert, just needed one. You didn't even need to get 2 of them. Another relative said, well, I can't imagine how one would have gotten along without the other. And I'm thinking, yeah, because they were clearly such an effective team. Sometimes the headlines are underwritten, and you almost skip over something amazing. I saw one that just said, pastor dies during service. I thought, well, that probably happens. And the only thing that kept me around was that it was Waco, Texas. I was like, all right, I'm in. So here's what happened. It was Sunday morning in this church in Waco, Texas. Baptist church. Pastor's about to do some baptizing, and he's standing in the water, waist deep in the koozie. I don't know. We'll go with that. Standing waist deep in the koozie. And he reaches over to grab what turned out to be a very poorly grounded microphone. Yeah. Spark! Splash! Dead. Zaptized, if you will. Which would have made a much better headline, don't you think? But really what the headline should have been is this: miracle occurs in Texas. Think about it. When's the last time anyone went into a Southern Baptist church and got a science lesson?
Do you think that anyone uses the eagle has landed in any combination? And the code word is the eagle, and when you get there, say the eagle has landed.
Maybe at like the Eagle Car Wash or something.
Hey, here's your eagle coupon. Don't forget to say the eagle has landed and get a free, get your tires. Get the tires cleaned. That's my guy who works at the car wash in New York, I guess.
Yeah, I think in New York, and I think he has like a UHF ad.
What's a UHF ad? Like the old days, like
yeah, like channel 32.
Hello
on the dial.
Hello, everybody. That's like my analog TV guy. Come on, everybody. Don't get that adapter. I'm still here.
You were the Cal Worthington of car washes.
I was fascinated by Cal Worthington.
That was the point of Cal Worthington, was to fascinate you.
I mean, those were the...
If you need a better car, go see Cal. For the best deal by far, go see Cal. I think I learned about that from the movie Into the Night.
Which I don't even know that movie.
That was Jeff Goldblum and Michelle Pfeiffer.
Oh.
And it was, it's a pretty...
Was it good?
Yeah, it's pretty funny, sort of, it's kind of like After Hours, and you know that movie?
I kind of know that movie.
That's
yeah.
the Scorsese one with Griffin Dunn.
Yeah, I definitely...
But it's like
I saw that too, and I don't remember much about it.
It's an overnight adventure.
Is that the way it's pitched?
That's the way I just pitched it to you.
Have you heard my new movie idea? It's called Elevator Pitch.
I have. It's about a aging baseball player who can only pitch in an elevator.
No, not at all. It's about a guy who, maybe if I came up with something funny, I would say it there, and then everything would be great.
I set the bar with the whole baseball thing for you.
You did.
You're like, no, I can clear that fucking bar. Fuck you and your bar, is what you said to me.
So good it was off-putting. You gave me so much pipe. That's not giving me pipe.
I didn't give you pipe.
Don't lay pipe on me.
No, there's no pipe in an elevator pitch.
This week, an elevator pitch. Hear me out, Ensign Smith. No, why was?
That's my floor.
I hate that commercial.
I don't know.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
I do not. No.
Oh yes, you do. It's
no,
Limo
I don't.
the emo.
Fuck you.
You do?
No, I said fuck you.
I know, but
for
forget about
insisting
that.
I do.
That I like. That I pay big money on the BDSM lines for.
Uh-huh.
I pay for a guy. I don't pay. It's nothing sexual. I pay for someone much like you to speak meanly towards me.
1-900 Mad Bear.
What are you looking for tonight? I don't know. Just to be really, really humiliated. Shut up! You got a squeaky voice, you stupid Nancy. You're Nancy over there. I could never be one of those voices, obviously.
No, this isn't arguments. This is abuse. Arguments are down the hall.
I can hear that right now, and I'd be laughing like a 3-year-old again.
Yeah. I introduced that to Allison, and she laughed like a 3-year-old, and she shows it to her English classes when she starts the argumentation unit.
They really were the best at whatever you call that, like just
comedy.
Yeah. That's what I'm going to do every time I laugh now. Tell me I won't.
Is that Woody Harrelson?
No, it's it's the Looney Tunes.
No, it's Woody Woodpecker, dipshit.
Dipshit. Oh, because you think if I don't know fucking Woody Woodpecker,
if you don't know
that makes me bad.
I don't know the impression I'm doing.
Yeah, but who cares about those stupid cartoons? Fuck them, man. Lost the energy, whatever it was.
Yeah.
I made my own fresh, hot cup of coffee for the podcast.
Nice.
So my aunt's dead. She died today, ladies and gentlemen. My last aunt.
We were just talking about you having to call her and resenting it.
I called her I spoke to her last Saturday, and she died today. I know I didn't. I should have said, "Are you sitting down?"
I'm sorry. I'm very sorry.
Thank you. I appreciate that. It does seem like the universe is saying, "All right, it's coming up in a year. We have a couple of events for you.
This is the season."
Yeah. We have a couple of things planned for you. Get ready.
Yeah.
But it is weird because I swear I just remember feeling like guilty that I had everyone. I still remember feeling guilty that everyone I knew was alive.
Yeah.
You know.
Not so fast.
Not so fast. Look, I feel bad for the rest of you. She was the youngest, and Charlotte.
Everyone whose whole family is still alive, take one step forward. Not so fast, Kindler.
But you know what? You know what I've learned? No,
how old was she?
She, I was trying to think about that. Boy, my mother was born in 1929.
Okay.
And she was the middle child, and I think 2 years older than Charlotte. So Charlotte was probably born in 31.
So she would have been 90 this year.
Oh, she would have been 90. Yeah, because I think her birthday is in like August or July. But you have to think that it probably was hard on her when my mom died. Obviously, I know I'm being obvious, but it seems like she just got. I don't know. I can't find out exactly what happened either. And it's not like I can't find out exactly what happened. I can't retain the information, but there seems to be dehydration and the stars do not want to eat at all. So
Yeah.
you are my expert when it comes to that, you know.
When it comes to what? Not wanting to
You
eat?
told me it was a year ago when. Well, I wonder if I talked about this on the pod. I don't remember. Let's say I didn't talk about it. I know, but it was something to do with how you can tell when someone's close to death.
Yeah.
Yeah. Was that off pod?
I don't recall.
Okay.
It probably was on pod if it was us talking in the last 4 years.
Yeah. Let me see. What was it during our extensive friendship Zooms?
Right.
We started doing the friendship Zoom, what, about a month in?
Yeah, exactly.
Like every
Just
Friday.
to keep it fresh, you know.
Yeah, because there's
It's like our date night.
Yeah, because Susan will go, have you checked in with Josh? Do you know how he's doing?
No, just I talked to him on the pod, but we haven't friendship zoomed yet.
No, I have not done the friendship roast. Oh. So, yeah, you know, I've been feeling I felt strange tonight. And, very strange. Because, but I got nothing. I want something profound to learn. I want my life to be like ordinary people.
Yeah, well, it's a weird time because it doesn't come with all the obligations of a standard healthy world death.
Right. What do you mean, life in general?
No, I mean like when, you know, if this would have happened, you know, 18 months ago, you would be like, I got to get on a plane and go to the funeral, and, you know, you'd be in a panic about that. And
you are, it's almost like the episode of Curb Your Enthusiasm or wherever, where he uses that excuse for a year afterwards.
Yeah.
It really is. As soon as you just said that, a tremendous weight lifted off my chest, because there's no way. I mean, there's no way I wouldn't have been thinking without COVID. I would have been thinking I would have had to get on a plane, and that is a tremendous relief.
yeah. Yes.
Yeah, because I couldn't come in for when my uncle she was married to Uncle Alan, who was in business with my father.
Yeah.
And, my Uncle Alan had dementia. But he died, about 10 years ago or something. I can't remember now, so I didn't come in for that. And during then I was at a gig, but still feeling guilty because I hadn't taken therapy. And, you know, ever since therapy, Josh, things like it's a mere bag of shells now. That's one of my favorite. I only heard Jackie Gleason say that, but it's one of my favorite lines. It's a mere bag of shells, Alice. Mere bag of shells. How's my little Clyde today?
Clyde is good today. Has no profuse bleeding from the mouth.
I came up with a nickname for him before he had the surgery.
What was that?
Clyde the Slide.
Yeah.
No?
Glide generally goes better.
Is that what I meant? It's not Clyde. Wait, what was Clyde? Was he the Slide?
Clyde the Glide, if you're thinking of the actual. If you're thinking of Clyde Drexler, for example.
I'm thinking of Clyde Drexler.
Yeah.
Are you certain it's not the Slide?
It's not the Slide, Andy. No.
Oh, you know what? I think I mixed up the electric slide
with a Portland Trailblazer.
All right, so then I think that doesn't even work what I'm saying, because that's not when you have to drag I'm no use. I'm bad even if you want me to roast your dog.
Yeah, I mean, you know, there's only so good a paralyzed dog joke of mine is going to really get with me.
My mind almost froze there because I could have gone with Earl the Pearl.
Yeah.
I didn't know what to do.
You could have been Earl
I was
the Pearl,
all of a sudden
my dog's
frozen.
name is Clyde, so.
Right.
You were kind of
all week I was
in.
like, all week I thought this would be a big winner on the show.
Yeah.
Not all week, since Monday. I had a feeling about it. You know what the best part of the show is? Me calling attention to every down moment.
Yeah, it is. Because it adds to the edit time.
As you know, Josh, I have arthritis.
Of the mind.
Maybe you don't know it. Maybe you don't know it.
I do. You have the weird fingers.
Fingers, yeah. So, right now, I feel a slight bit of pain.
I'm sorry.
It aches, right?
Yeah.
Well, why, Josh? Why? That's all I noticed it.
Yeah.
And I'm all of a sudden like, please forgive me if my energy.
It's the center of your universe now.
Yeah, please forgive me. Ladies and gentlemen, I apologize to the listeners. I was just reminded of the fact that I have arthritis. Oh, by a shooting pain? No, by a slight ache in the third finger of my pain. Oh, well, definitely let us know every development with it. Oh, you will.
Yes.
Oh, you will.
Throb by throb.
Throb by throb. Thank God it was not me who had to have an operation on my back. Why would I say that?
I don't know.
Why am I digging down further?
I don't know.
I just want to say, Josh, I am so happy that several unfortunate things have happened to you.
They really have. I've been on a really good streak of them. I've only brought up a few on the show.
Wait, have we delved into your appendix, or is that how is that how they remove it? Get it?
No.
Have you dived into your appendix story? I'm doing Groucho. See? I have a feeling I've heard
as Edward G. Robinson.
See?
Hey, I'm Groucho, see? Yeah.
Hey,
where's Chico? Yeah.
Can you help me out? Which way'd you come in, see? Which way'd you come
he's
in?
my funny brother. Yeah, see? Where's the one who doesn't talk? Harpo, that's his name. Yeah, see? Get me, I'm Groucho.
That's a very relaxed Edward G. Say, sa. It's jazzy.
I didn't want to caricaturize him, you know.
I'm sorry. Oh, Josh.
Oh, Andy.
You know what? Don't you want to give me a big hug?
I do.
Hey, I realize I don't think you're a hug. I realize that we didn't do much hugging. We did no hugging when we first started hearing about that we were going to die.
Right.
But in general, I don't remember us embracing when I come in.
I think it waned.
Yeah.
I think we had goodbye hugs occasionally.
I bring it up because I was watching Keeping Up with the Kardashians, because I just don't want to watch anything that's going to be that good and requires me to like it.
Yeah.
And they went to one of those hug classes. So
they
now
went to a hug class?
It's like it was a popular thing before. Not a popular thing. You could go to a hug area.
Yeah.
Like in a mall. I mean, it sounds terrible, but.
No, it doesn't. I don't think you're I don't think it's true.
No, it is. It's called hug.
Is a hug area in the mall?
No, yeah, well, it doesn't have to be in a mall, but a mall is a good place for it because it would normally.
That seems like it'd be rife for abuse.
I know it would have been, but it still existed then. I don't think it went through it was not a COVID friendly.
Which area mall here has a hug area?
Go ahead. I'm afraid to search anything, but what are we getting? Are we getting attacked? I'm serious.
Who's we?
I feel like there's something coming through my window. Jesus Christ, honey. Susan, are you concerned as I? She couldn't care less. You don't care. Nobody cares if I die.
No,
Susan, are you aware of this?
We care that you're hallucinating.
Here's what I hear. And I hear this occasionally. Get out of here, you big Jimmy. Hey, Jimmy's on my tailbone. Get him, Josh.
I think you got a loud neighbor TV is what you got.
I've got Top Gun. I've got Top Gun syndrome. Let's go together, Josh. Do you realize all
Careful, Iceman! He's on your tail!
He's on your tail. Please go, Top Gun! You know that movie, Top Gun, that you said was the greatest movie ever made, right?
It's the best movie ever made!
Yeah, well, here's the thing with that Top Gun.
Wide into the danger zone!
That's when America was America.
Damn straight.
But what do you think about the acting in that movie?
That's the best acting ever.
But they're just
Such good acting. It's so good.
But they're not even moving. It's not like they're
They
jumping.
don't have to move it on the eyes, which are behind sunglasses.
Well, oh, won't find you the danger zone.
Gonna take you wild into. Oh, I'm wild up.
Better movie, Cocktail or Top Gun?
Top Gun! No brainer!
Well, you are very, very, a very patriotic little boy.
Love it or leave it.
I swear to God. There's a couple of seconds where I really don't know what show this is or how we got here.
It's a total abstraction.
Oh, so good. It's so good. Tonight!
Thanks for coming back to Please Go Top Gun!
Oh, man. Oh, feels good. That feels good to let. Don't talk to me about lulls.
No, I won't.
You know what I've said? I don't need to hear you. My nose is runny. 2 things in the half hour, Josh. 2 things. My arthritis hurts.
I've got a touch of the rheumatiz.
I don't like when my nose is drippy during a show.
I don't like it either. Take a moment.
No, I'm just, I was in the bit there. I thought it was very good.
Oh, it was.
Would you at least try to blow smoke up my ass when you say things like that? How am I doing tonight, Josh?
Top of your game.
Top of your game. Hey, what do you think about this? This is me. You ready? Hey, Jay. Hey, Josh, it's Andy. Hey, how are you? What did you do today? Hi. There's 1 second of silence. Maybe I'll fill it up by saying, boy, there doesn't seem to be a lot. I guess we're not talking too good tonight.
Yeah.
How are you, Josh?
I got no in. I just got no on-ramp for me here.
Do you know what the thing is? I'll tell you why. Now I know how Megan Mullally felt.
Huh?
When she was doing her Karen character. I was doing a character.
Yeah.
Like Karen from Will and Grace. That's not her real voice.
Oh.
God. What I won't do to make it past the half-hour juncture.
100 years of filmed comedy characters, and you picked Karen from Will and Grace.
Nah. Nice going. Nice going. I love when Letterman did that bit where the guy came on because he won something in the lottery. Like he would come on and go, I just won $100 in the lottery. So fuck you. And he would say, fuck you to everybody.
Yeah.
He goes, I just got a job on the Megan Mullally show. So fuck you. Oh man. I miss the days where I could make fun of a Megan Mullally or a Jay Leno.
Yeah. Did you see that Paris Hilton's calling out Letterman for his mean interview 14 years ago?
I think you're going to be proud of me, but I didn't dip into that water. I got scared that I couldn't even, was it a Lindsay Lohan interview?
Well, this was Paris Hilton today.
Oh, was he mean to her?
I think it was Lindsay Lohan was the one that was last week or a couple weeks ago.
Yeah. And I did not watch it.
Yeah. Well, it's one of those things where you go, well, you're Lindsay Lohan. What do you fucking think is going to happen? Don't go on Letterman. Yeah.
Was he making fun of her mental illness or something? Or
yeah, he was making fun of rehabs.
Yeah,
of her repeated rehabbery.
He can be cruel, but he also was on the air for 40 years. So I'm sure that they can find, you're going to find things like that. But I don't care about that because I'm already starting to sound defensive.
Yeah.
I'm willing to accept. I'm not angry about, a lot of me is like, what am I used to be like? What am I going to do now when I find this out? And then I'm going to get mad and yell at people.
All right.
my behavior is so good, Josh.
It's so good.
I'm heading for a fall.
I want to pat you on the back right now, and it might even be dangerous to do so, but I just want to pat you on the back for steering clear of the Woody Allen like I asked you to.
You are reading my. Now, don't get me wrong. I have Googled a couple of things.
Yeah.
But I'm able to. It's not like I have to count to 10. I can so clearly see that who shall benefit from this, Andy? Who shall benefit? And so this guy I'm not going to say his name, but this guy I follow, he says, the only people, it's the only people who tweet when this Woody Allen thing comes up is people. Okay, he goes, number one, we all know that Woody Allen is a pedophile. Number one. Number two, all these people, the only people who tweet about it are the people arguing that he's not a pedophile. They are garbage. Now, I was able, first of all, it's like I'm not as concerned about what he thinks about me, but whoever it is, if it's Eddie Pepitone or it's me, that's he who doesn't act like a fucking asshole throw the first tantrum.
Yeah.
I don't know. I thought that was going to be I keep thinking, do you get to this on Twitter where you go, I think this is going to do well? It's so stupid. I never would ever do that with a joke. But I'm like, I think this is good. I think this is solid. Nothing. I deserve nothing.
Yeah.
Because why am I getting into that?
Well,
waiting for the judges on Star Search to weigh in.
Yeah, but I'm certainly have some form of that because I feel like I don't tweet it unless I think it's going to be good. You know?
Yes, but I feel that the personality that I take on as the guy who's very proud of my tweet is not my favorite character of mine, not you.
Right.
Of mine. Because I have a thing like, I bet these people don't even haven't read about Voltaire. They'll be both A, impressed, and B, blown away.
All right. It's only COVID that's keeping the parade away.
I love this. I'm going to tell you one more time how much I love the quarantine. You brought up another thing that makes the quarantine the greatest. No funerals.
All right.
Who among us, when your aunt was 90 years old, as much as you loved your Aunt Charlotte, as I love my Aunt Charlotte, who would get on a plane?
Yeah. You'd have to, because she didn't have email, Aunt Charlotte.
One of my cousin Marsha said that in the text loop that went around. She did it. It was like she did it her way. She refused to have email. Yeah. That's becoming. She's a hero now.
Sure.
But you know how we used to feel about that? God damn it, Charlotte.
Yes.
Oh, Charlotte. Oh, she's just trapping us into her limited world.
Yeah.
Yeah. And don't call me during Wheel of Fortune.
Was that the magic hour for her?
No. But she just was like, she just wanted to be, I don't know. She would go on and on about how she almost as if she had discovered something. Yeah. I don't have any of it. I don't have TiVo. I don't have a recording device. I don't have anything. I don't have a pad of paper.
I just have my routine.
So if you want to speak to me, you call me.
Right.
She also made us a lovely blanket, and I forget, like when you knit things, and what are those called? It's like an Afghan.
Yeah.
Once I ordered an Afghan online, Josh, and 3 weeks later I find out his name was Stu.
Really, you went with Stu?
I don't know. I went the other way. You would have gone with Shvedlik.
I would have gone Hamid, probably.
I don't know what it is, but it's very funny stuff. It's very, very funny. Quarantine humor. I think we're one of the top podcasts that has not stopped during the quarantine.
That's true.
Have you been listening to any podcasts?
I really have not, no.
Yeah. I just keep running around. I get into one thing, then the other thing, but boy, I'm so sorry I brought this up. I apologize.
Yeah. Okay.
What was I thinking? Hey, Josh. What's up with the podcasts? All right, look, Andy, you stupid idiot. You stupid man. You're at 30 minutes. You know this guy. You know the guillotine of guillotine of the hang-ups. Cut me off.
Yeah, so this is look. Oh, someone was laughing in the lull. So this is a lull, and for a couple of years, my stage name was Fizzles. They called me Fizzles. Come out hot and just the main thing that I like is to get you down to where you were before the show. You know what I'm saying? I don't want anybody leaving here on a high. After my own material, not like Bill Maher, who fake laughs at every joke. Hey, Bill Maher, why don't you practice your horrible monologue before the show so it doesn't crack you up so much? Cracks that guy up. I kid the president. He can't. Let's face facts. Bill Maher cannot do stand-up comedy. All right? The jury is in. Too harsh, too soon. He can't do it. He's not his thing is what I'm saying. Basically, he says I kid the president, and then when he introduces somebody. This guy's from the Lawrence Livermore Nuclear Laboratory. My old job. Okay, nobody watches him, so they don't know. Nobody watches the things that bother me that I shouldn't be watching because they bother me. And then when I do a joke about them, people go, why are you watching that? I say, because it bothers me. They said, stop watching. But then I can't get the pleasure of how much I hate it. Bill Maher, he laughs before he tells the joke. He laughs while he's telling the joke. He laughs after he tells the joke. He laughs while he's bashing Muslims. He laughs all the way to the bank. Exactly. Got a little bit deep there. I'm pulling out at home. I'm pulling out all the stops now. All the stops. Making every face. When I started, though, you had to walk 20 miles just to get the premise. When I started, 20 miles, and then 30 more miles to get the punchline. There was only one joke. We all shared it. And no microphones. We had to cup our hands. We cupped our hands, and we were happy cupping them. At home, I'm working on my fabulous looks to the left. At home, the at-home bit's not working. At home. I've beaten the at-home bit to the ground at home. I'm going to switch to as if I'm getting some communication. Why am I going like this with my IFB? What am I, Don Pardo? Who am I? Some other reference? What am I? A past thing? What are you, Marlon Brando on at the vet? You know, whatever it is, doesn't matter. I see my long-suffering manager in the crowd, and it's nothing to do with me. He's just depressed. I wrote that joke at 3 o'clock. Long-suffering, not because of my career, just in general. All right, why do I repeat something that's new and not that great?
Hello. I can't. Are we going to talk about Jay Johnston or just forget it?
I'd love to hear your thoughts on the matter.
I'm shocked. I keep waiting for it to be a prank.
Yeah.
I keep waiting for it to be a prank, and I can't. And it makes me question again what I think of people. He's always quiet, the sweetest man I've ever met. He's always extremely nice.
Quiet, nice guy, kept to himself, sort of thing.
Kept to himself. Never said anything politically. Yeah. Never said anything.
Well, why would you at a voiceover job?
No, because we used to hang around a long time. I mean, I've known him for many, many, many years. I mean, I've known him since Mr. Show, and I've known him. I just have known him to always be like, you'd think you would see something like that from someone.
I don't know.
Unless they went south recently.
Yeah. I think, a lot of Trump supporters are the result of a snap.
Yeah. And what do you think caused the snap? I don't understand.
I don't know. I don't know the guy.
No, but in general, I guess there's no general.
Well,
like when people go,
it's different
this-
for everyone. For some people, it's like, oh, we white people are about to be a minority. Snap!
I see. It's, yeah. Snap!
One too many people called me a racist. Snap!
There's just this naive thing or something I have of that you would be, I always thought you'd get drawn to something attractive, even if it was fucked up. You go, well, I don't like it, but.
Well, I mean, like, what's attractive about Scientology?
Nothing. That just shows you how, when they say Hollywood people know a good act or whatever, you can get them with the easiest things. Like, for example, if you could say, Mr.
You're very
Kindler,
good at this, Mr. Kindler.
Mr. Kindler's the highest E score you ever had. Well, I know it's bullshit, but it's really the highest.
You're number one on the Thetan board.
What? I know it's bullshit, but what was the number again?
He's gone. Change the board.
Now, I don't believe it when they say this stuff, but they did tell me I had a 400 IQ.
Yeah, sure.
Because that's how that guy Keith.
They were like, what was your father's IQ? 185. You're one better.
Well, they told this Keith Raniere guy, this Nexium guy, that his mother told him he was 240. And these numbers always come up, and when these crazy people always comes out that no one probably told them that.
Right.
Did my father say 185, or is that my?
Your mother said that about your father.
Okay, well, she didn't get a story right since. If you want to check, hey, if you want the waters to be muddied further, you could ask Joan what her memory of it is.
Yeah.
And Charlotte remains dead.
And Charlotte still dead. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to hear that.
I know you are sorry.
I felt a little regret that I wasn't a little more just pure condolence.
I thought you were great.
As opposed to flippant condolences.
You talk about last night? I thought you were great last night.
Yeah.
Whenever it was, I was very happy with it. You were very, very sweet.
All right, good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
as long as I fulfilled the needs of my friend, that's all that matters, I guess.
Well, you did write a roast that you sent to me.
Sure, of course.
That night. Now, of course, the Lewine daughters all have, I don't want to say their OCD was bad, but one of them was hospitalized.
I don't know who the Lewine daughters are.
Oh, Joan Lewine, Charlotte Lewine, Herman Lewine was my grandpa Herman.
Okay.
And his wife was, and I'm actually thinking people are jotting it down.
Your mother,
okay,
your mother is from the Lewine family, is what you're saying?
Yes, my mother was the middle, and Charlotte was the youngest, and they all had some kind of OCD. Although Aunt Charlotte, who I loved, was my favorite aunt because I never even saw Ruth that much because she was all the way up in.
So by default, she was your favorite.
No. I saw everybody. Everybody. We went to see Aunt Ruth. They were in like Teaneck or something.
Yeah.
And the big fun there was watching Uncle Sandy fall asleep because he was our what's it called when you have a family member who he fulfilled that family member thing of being out.
Yeah, narcoleptic.
Kind of, and very handsome and lived to like 100 or something.
Nice, because he got a lot of sleep.
That feeling of driving away from them and then my parents going, okay, what happened? What did you hear? What did you hear? What did you hear?
Yeah.
What's the end game of that, of feeling superior, getting yourself all whipped up after the family event?
For us, it was therapy in my house.
We relish, though, talking about how sick somebody, how weird somebody was. We relish the weird.
Oh, yeah, us too. I mean, for us, it was the clearinghouse of things that we wanted to say but didn't. So we'd almost go round robin with what I wanted to say when she said this was.
Oh, man.
But we were all too well behaved to have actually said any of these things.
Right. But we were going back. We were driving back thinking, oh, God, now my parents are going to be angry at somebody else. That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they seem to enjoy it.
There wasn't really much drama in my family.
It seems that way. It seems like.
Yeah, there weren't feuds. There weren't so-and-so's not talking to so-and-so. There would be there would be disagreements, but there was never feuds in my memory. My mom had grudges. Oh boy, did my mom have a few grudges.
Well, that's why that
but
scene.
She swallowed them down whenever.
You mean, oh God, that's so amazing. It's like that scene from Seinfeld. Great to see you, darling. I hate her like poison. It's
Right.
really,
Yes.
that really caught that was the, that's not just Jews, but it really does capture the level of hypocrisy.
There is a cousin out there who ruined my mother's wedding. By my
Tell me the story.
in my mother's head, I can't even tell the story. It was all about seeding.
About seething?
Seeding.
Oh, okay. Seeding. Oh, seeding does that a lot.
Yeah.
I had that for my own wedding.
And it was, it was this cousin who violated the seeding plan for her own ends.
Oh, and every wedding.
And for, till my mother died, she was cousin blank who ruined my wedding.
Well, I mean, that sounds like my mother. She could have competed with my mother on that one.
Yeah, I mean, it was my mom didn't have a lot of those sort of old world kind of things about her, but she had some.
We had a lot of things that happened at the wedding that came up where I won't even tell you the name because it's just not important. But somebody was dating somebody else, and Susan didn't, had been dating this other woman for years and years, and now was dating someone else, and Susan didn't want to see the new woman at the wedding, so she just wanted the other guy to come alone, and that was it.
Yeah.
He couldn't believe that we asked that.
Yeah.
And that was a whole big thing. Because we only had 95 seats or whatever, and so there was some brush. I mean, it was weird. It was weird. Like
I would have sat out for the girl. I'm just kidding.
What's that?
I said I would have sat out.
No, yes, true. I see what you're saying. But it's just like, to Susan, it was like, she didn't want that energy. It's and all these things you're totally supposed to be able to do for your wedding.
All right, it's my special day.
Well, it's not, she didn't say it like that, but it was more like, it's weird because, with this particular person for years, I felt guilt. But then once I've been in therapy, I realized that this is another one of those things where I hold out the past to be, I made the wrong decision in my heart. Right. I made the wrong decision, whatever it was, because the person I made the decision about was angry about it. And then I'll just try not to think about that for the rest of my life. But that's just not true. None of those things are true.
All right.
Yeah.
Except for the I'll think about it the rest of my life part.
Well, that's true. I have to accept that too, that I will, like if I went over to your house right now, and I wanted to remember the 3 most embarrassing moments between us, I could do a pretty good job. I don't get triggered by you, but I could with any person I met. Like, remember that Joel said I had disagreement with his wife once. It was this 25 years ago, and if I see her, I'll say, "Oh, that's the person I had the argument with." But now I'm able to say, "Shut up, that voice."
Right.
Quiet down,
good.
that voice.
Yeah, I think that's the best any of us can do, really.
Yes, that is true. That is really true because we are all capable of holding these grudges.
Yeah.
And we'd all wish that we didn't. And not holding them is basically realizing that they're ridiculous. That's the way you're not a McCoy's and with Hatfield.
Right.
I saw some, I don't know why I'm fascinated. I'm not fascinated, but I just don't think that, and I know, there's a little bit of, I don't know why they have that show. Why do you think they have the show Keenan? Does not look like anything he would do, but I'm not going to dwell on it because you're just going to annoy me. Why do I want to get started on him for?
You know what? I'll tell you why he has that show Keenan.
I kind of do because he's on Saturday Night Live, right?
He's been on Saturday Night Live for 20 years or something.
Right.
It's a Lorne show.
You have to pick one of the Lorne shows, right?
So, well, I mean, it's just like he just has so much goodwill.
Yes.
That, they're going to keep trying to make shit for him, and, so this one got through.
And Don Johnson is not funny. He's just not funny.
He doesn't seem funny in it. No, he really doesn't.
Oh, by the way, I am not.
I think Don Johnson has some sort of funniness in him.
Right, but it's not being brought out by this.
It's not that.
There's a formula to this. They see 3 or 4 people. I could name you, and I can't name them right now. 4 or 5 famous actors that they've brought back. Like who's the one who's Marcus Welby's son? Not Marcus Welby's son. Marcus Welby's the young doctor.
I don't know.
Bro, come on, who's a Barbara Streisand was married to for all those years?
James Brolin.
Yeah. So they'll bring him back, and he'll be a like a crotchety guy.
Right.
So it's like a formula that they're fitting into. But the thing that I find interesting about it is that these sitcoms, especially the ones from the networks, especially the ones from CBS, they look like they really are taken from an old book, an old-timey sitcoms. And I don't think they realize how dead the form looks, or maybe I'm over-exaggerating how dead it looks. But
no, it just does feel like death, really.
And I can't even and I'm starting to hate this form of sitcoms.
But
now.
it's just, it's just the whole. It's just at this point, it's just like it just has the stink of network television on it now.
Yeah,
we're so used to like just picking what we want to see, and there's no commercials, and and there's no there's not promos built into it generally, except for at the very front.
That's a good point because we're
so like when you watch a sitcom on NBC, it's like you're taking on the whole Michigas with it.
You really are. You're taking on the history of the network.
You're taking
on your shoulders,
and you're taking on boom, 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 and you're taking it, and then all these commercials and all this shit that comes along with it that just doesn't feel like today anymore.
There's something on CBS that's like that now too. I mean, CBS always has their version of. It seems like they're making like they know that everyone's going to say, "Oh, you're the older demographic," and they go, "Let's feed right into it."
Yeah,
not too edgy,
right?
Something like it's like, and whatever show gets popular, it's almost like lodges into their executive brain. So they go, "Look, we could do something like Raymond that did something for us," or they'll point to different time periods. We'd like it to be like Seinfeld again. It's just never going to be that way again. I mean, something good could come out on the network.
Yeah, but you can't just keep yes-anding yourself,
Right. Why did they do it? Why do you think they do? Because they don't want to be accused. Because why don't they just say, "Look, we're never going to have sitcoms again. So why try?"
Because it's an efficient and affordable and controllable production.
I never thought of it as affordable. I thought it was always because the prices come down
it's totally affordable. It's not affordable, it's a different deal when your show's a hit, but then everyone's making money.
Right. That's right. Yeah, I see. Yeah.
Yeah. But it's not like you're paying everyone $1 million in the first season,
It's so funny though. We watch no TV shows that aren't. What's happening is every TV show that we watch mostly comes from a labor of love, usually. You know what I mean? Except like we watch a lot of guilty pleasures. Like we'll watch Netflix real estate shows because we like.
Yeah, and you watch Real Housewives, and you watch a lot of shit. Let's be honest, Andy.
Oh my God! Why does it turn so fast?
Because you were starting to spin a false narrative about how you only like artisanal television.
Well, if I was giving that false narrative, that was a mistake. Because I know I watch a lot of.
We only like the labor of love shows. Come on,
something stinks in here. No. I mean, if we're gonna really like something like. Like if I watch Queen's Gambit, I'm hoping it's going to be great.
Yeah.
If I'm watching one of these things that took years to get on the cable, like I like Perry Mason, I thought was excellent. I don't know if I want to watch it again, but something was going on there where this seems like it's an obligatory category. We have to do this thing again with the sitcom, and we must make it work. Young Sheldon. Now, for example, Young Sheldon makes a lot of money. Still, that Chuck Lorre keeps making money.
Chuck Lorre makes a lot of money. He really does.
Yeah. You notice though that I just don't say I don't want to seem superior, but I'm so much more well adjusted now, Josh.
Yeah.
It's a mere bag of shells. Look, you say you like Mia, I say I like Woody. You know what? More love to you.
Yeah.
It's about it. Yeah. I don't care. You like this voice? Doesn't bother me.
I'd like to see you. I'd like to see an extended use of it.
Well, I don't think it's possible. You can see me crying. I'm almost ready to cry now, thinking about the pressure.
Okay, let's get into the questions then, because I have
we're on a good roll.
I have a bunch of work to do that's not editing tomorrow. So,
thank you for switching around the times to various times. I mean, I know that you wanted to do it for a reason, but then you were nice about me. Let's go.
All right, Sous Vide says Seth Rogen coming out with a line of weed. I know Andy would smoke it. We talked about that earlier in the week. Would Andy smoke a joint from a Mindy Kaling weed company?
No, I would not.
It would get
not.
you high in small doses, but then cause huge headaches.
Well, also, it would be like, it would make you chatty in all the right ways.
Well, the problem with the Mindy Kaling weed is it says it's like 35% THC, but it's
Right.
only 20 because it's overrated.
It's also a sugar high kind of a thing. It's
Yeah.
like she has a Gucci. I don't know one thing about a fashion like that. She has a Gucci hat.
Yeah, that's
Not her.
Yeah.
That's not her anyway.
That's a placeholder, fashion placeholder for when you really write the joke. Tweet Bahara says, okay, let's get this straight. I think Mama Dick is Seth Dick's wife and is completely real. Seth, could you clear this up for your fellow spiralers? Let's see if he actually answered. Dan Wade chimed in to say Seth and Mama Dick have the same relationship as the Burbank firm couple. And then Seth Dick did respond with, Tweet Bahar wants me to clear it up. Is Mama Dick the third real? And is she my wife? In Borat voice, he said.
And a Borat voice?
Yes. Are you correct? This is like asking David Chase what the ending of The Sopranos means. Great art is open to interpretation, and it's not up to the artist to define it. Good day.
Oh my God! You just got served or something like that.
Something.
Tweet. But you know what? I think he might be right because I call my wife Mama. She loves it.
Yeah, exactly. Ever since the Pence thing, it sounded attractive to you.
Yeah, it seems so hot the way they are. Mother.
Oh, mother. Jason Parton. I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I want to thank the listeners or whoever keeps sending me droopy pictures. I love it.
Jason Parton says, I was rewatching some of the KTMA MSTs the other day. Let me translate that for you, Andy. That's the Mystery Science Theater episodes that appeared on the KTMA local TV show. Local.
Oh, you mean in Minneapolis?
Yes.
Oh, that's a deep. What do they call it? A deep find or
Deep dive, deep cut. KTMA MSTs the other day, and I couldn't help but feel like there was more ad-libbing going on back then. Josh, if you can recall, is there any truth to that?
If you can recall, did something happen to your mind?
And if any, how much of each episode was on the fly? Well, the KTMA ones were almost entirely on the fly, all of them.
Wow. That's cool.
Like we hadn't seen the movie before we taped the show on the fly.
Did that ever redound to your benefit? Like in the moment comedy benefit?
What do you mean?
Like, did it make some of those things seem like like when it got pulled off, did it seem funnier because you were flying by the seat of your pants?
Well, I mean, I think it was hit or miss, I think it was
First Thought Theater.
It was First Thought Theater, and we got better at it as our first thoughts got better. But it really was like First Thought Theater in that you own, it is so of the moment when the joke has to fly that you really can't edit it yourself very much, or you miss the slot.
You know what's amazing? A cult show like your
but
show.
It was I think what was important about it. I'm sorry to interrupt you.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Was that it taught us how to riff? Because we found by doing it that way, we found not all, but a lot of the different ways you could find jokes. And I think if we were writing in a room from the beginning, we would have missed a lot because that first thought would have been squelched a lot.
That's an interesting thing. I mean, I know I sound like one of those journalists who says, "Great question, Wolf." But it is an interesting thing because it's it's not surprising to me that you're able to analyze things that happen. But you know what I was thinking? The shows like that show were true cult shows. And when you think about it, you go, those circumstances could never be repeated again. And it is true in a way. You're never going to have the start of cable and the public access. But I guess I'm thinking not that there's always versions of that going on, but there's kind of is always.
There always is. I mean, it's not, you just have to look different places for it, But
that's a great story, that show.
At that, yeah, but it was totally, right place, right time is absolutely part of the story.
Yes.
You know, it was we had spent a year doing this show. We did 20 some episodes. You know, that we made us able to sort of make a cell tape with enough jokes on it to make it feel like it was jam packed with jokes.
Yeah.
You know, and it happened to be at the moment that Comedy Central was starting. You know. And we literally made this 2-hour show for $35,000 the first season, you know.
Wow.
So I made $200 a week when I was working on Mystery Science.
Well, yeah, maybe you were overpaid, but still, it was a good experience for
all the money. It was all there on screen. You know, but it couldn't have happened any other way necessarily.
Yes, no, it's just that's what makes it that's why there's so many fans, and that's why there's because it has to be the right place, right time. But then you also do have to have talent, and there was a lot of talent there.
Yeah, and I mean, that's the thing about the KTMA shows is you can kind of see our separate senses of humor and what more than later shows where it was all the product of a room, you know. Because once we sold the show and we were getting paid to do it, then it was like, okay, well, the responsible thing to do is write jokes.
Yeah. You have to have some. I mean, I'm not saying this as someone who knows, but unless you impose some kind of structure, you're sunk.
Right.
But hopefully, the structure doesn't.
Yeah, it doesn't inhibit you.
Yeah. Man, I don't get any of those questions. Andy, when you did Dracula's Last Blood Thermos, did you guys know that you were? Did you know that you were going to ad lib when just interrupt me or tell me that
Andy,
I
when
died.
you had a talk show with dogs.
Andy, I saw that talk show you had with dogs. I couldn't think of a question, but keep it up. Keep up the past.
Were you improving with the dogs, or was that scripted
it didn't seem
between the two of you? Esai 76 says, as the official Mexican of Thought Spiral, I wanted to warn you guys because the last thing Lady Gaga's dog walker did was say which restaurant he lived by within 3 miles.
Is that what he said to the attackers?
No, he's making a joke at your expense, Andy.
Oh. I don't get the joke. What did I do now?
Because you're afraid of saying what restaurant you went to, even if it's miles away. So he's saying your paranoia is warranted because the last thing Lady Gaga's dog walker did was say which restaurant he lived by within
exactly.
3 miles. Yes.
It's very smart. I'm going to start. By the way, I've come up with names, so you'll never know it. So, for example, last night, Susan and I ate at the Italian Palace. It's a very good restaurant.
That's not a real place, Andy. Come on.
It is a real place. It is a real place.
It is not.
Yes, it is.
It is not.
Oh, and then we also
It's one of those
we got
DoorDash ghost kitchens, if it is.
Hey, we at DoorDash, we just want to let you know we do care. We care as much as Uber Eats cares, if you think about it.
Right. Just that much. Preet Pahara is back to say confession, : I'm not really sure what the phrase zero-sum game means. Any help appreciated.
He's totally pulling our leg.
Yeah, and I would tell you, but then someone else would have to not know it.
Yes, that's exactly right. Luckily, Josh was able to turn your fake question into gold. I am so angered by it that I refuse to come up with something hilarious.
And here's Preet Pahara's final hilarious contribution to the show for the week, and I'll make sure of that. What artist did a cubist painting of a 48-roll pack of toilet paper? This is like this is like a joke that comes with gum.
Or popsicle sticks.
What artist? Okay, this is for you to answer.
Okay.
Andy. What artist did a cubist painting of a 48-roll pack of toilet paper?
Something Charmin Picasso?
Close.
Mr. Whipple Deepencorn?
No, it's Pablo Picasso. Because it's a 48-roll pack of toilet paper.
That should have teed me up. Yeah. I like when a pun is just, it doesn't seem like you work backwards. You know what I mean? It seems like it just naturally occurred.
Right. Yeah, that wasn't so organic, but. Yeah.
So it's what's the name again? Tabasco? Who is it?
Pablo Picasso? Oh, now you get it. I see.
I got it before, but I didn't sink in. That is the weakest. I'll tell you something. That's a real reach.
Yeah. Stephen Elton Yates says strontium-90 is a radioactive isotope of strontium produced by nuclear fission with a half-life of 28.8 years. No clever tweet this week. I just wanted to participate in the show. Thank you.
What? He's really becoming like a person who brings an apple.
He was throwing shade on me, I think, really there.
Oh, from last week that I don't remember?
Yeah, exactly.
I like throwing shade. From now on, that's going to be my not new thing, but I'm going to use it in the right context.
Okay, Seth Dick III is here, saying now that is cleared up, per the earlier interchange, Mama Dick III got tired trying to find an online vaccine appointment and went back to IMDb and wonders if Andy remembers what character he played on Talking Tom and Friends.
Well, that confused me. I don't think I was on a show like that. I'm going to say that's made up.
I bet it's not. I bet it's there in your IMDb.
Can't trust that IMDb. But, yeah, I guess it is. I think it's a cartoon.
I think it probably is. It's Talking Tom and Friends.
Don't make fun of me.
Don't make fun of me.
Why don't you just say that was a great job, Andy, the way you connected that?
Did a good job. Dan Wade, PE, says, hi, guys. Your friend of mine, Television Savalas, has a birthday coming up. In honor of his career as a cheesemonger, what is your favorite cheese? I like a nice Stilton myself.
I like the Jeff Stilton.
No one knows that.
I know they don't. I know they don't. I have to say I'm partial still to like those ones that are from France and they're soft.
The rindy camembert brie kind of cheeses.
Yeah, the brie. I love the brie. Yeah. I know it's easy to love it, but I do.
Yeah. I don't want to necessarily pick a favorite.
Yeah, why should you give into that?
But
Bullshit.
I'm a full spectrum cheese lover. I like a lot of your blues. I like your gorgonzolas and your Roquefords and blues.
I thought you were going to go into Jimmy Stewart there. You're like,
I like a moldy cheese. I like to see the actual mold on it.
You can make a beautiful dollar in this business, way past me. Well, of course, just by age.
Yeah. I'll make the last dollar in this business. I just like cheese. I don't know if I believe you that Television Savalas is a cheesemonger, but if he is, I have great respect for the craft.
Yeah, it sounded like he was...
or for the trade, really. More trade.
He sounded like he was trying to do a slam ski, but you can't slam ski somebody who's
your seed's going to find no purchase in Scornville when it comes to cheese for me. Dan Marsh says advertising jingles come up a lot on the show. What are the earliest ones you can remember from when you were just little Josh and Andy?
I think it was I can't believe I ate the whole thing and plop, plop, fizz, fizz.
Plop, plop, fizz, fizz is definitely one of the early ones. Probably Have It Your Way campaign at Burger King.
Where's the beef? That was later.
Hold the pickles, hold the lettuce. Special
orders don't upset us. Just as long as you will let us. Get it? Lettuce has a double meaning.
Have it your way. I remember, hold the pickles, hold the lettuce. Shut up, lady, don't upset us.
Oh my God, was that in the back seat?
That was our kid back seat. Yeah, level song parody. I'm sure there's more, but those, I think, what's an early one is the Don Draper's great, I'd Like to Teach the World to Sing was one of my earliest.
That's right. Oh, the Bob, the Cracker Jack guy commercials.
Which one is that?
You know, the guy's like, I only have a shoe and I only have 15 cents. I can't get the Cracker Jacks. And he looks at it and he blows it off. And I think it's Ed Hall. I think it's Ed Wynn, maybe.
Ed Wynn, yeah. That was, I hate to say the phrase, before my time.
And then you're soaking in it. Madge, you're soaking in it. And then people who were heroes, Josephine. I remember Josephine the plumber very well.
Yeah. I remember the ancient Chinese secret of Calgon. That was a big one.
What is the ancient Chinese secret?
My husband, some hotshot. How do you, well, here's the whole commercial. How do you get your shirt so clean, Mr. Lee? Ancient Chinese secret. My husband, some hotshot. Here's his ancient Chinese secret. Calgon. In softer water, Calgon makes clothes up to 40% cleaner. We need more Calgon. Ancient Chinese secret, huh?
So the ancient Chinese secret is racism?
Yes. Greg Kelly says, I finally got around to watching the Bee Gees doc, and while I was wondering why Barry Gibb couldn't afford better dentures, I learned for the first time that before John Travolta, James Mason was offered the lead in Saturday Night Fever. Amazing.
Okay, but I'm going to go past that to say that he did not have dentures. He had caps, right?
I would say yes. It's probably caps, yes.
Yeah, James. James,
Yes.
you know, you've been in the business for a long time. You know, they're mixing
He
up.
still looked like a dried-up disco horse.
Oh, so you also had problems with him, James.
Yes, he's a prick, Barry Gibb.
In real life, though, were they all nice, or was Barry Gibb not that nice?
They're all very nice boys. Very nice boys, yes.
Why do you sound like a British dandy all of a sudden?
Because my name is James Mason, and this is how I speak.
Wow. Do you have any wash-up liquid that you could lend me?
Ancient Chinese secret. Don't call me Boopsy says I'm caught up to November, and I think that's close enough to participate. I'm almost as
That's
happy.
cool.
I'm almost as happy as when I heard a Queens comedian asking his Cajun realtor about the tiny rodent situation in the house he was interested in.
Yeah, now, are there a lot of rodents? I mean, I can't, I'm very squeamish about,
Is there?
I mean, I don't,
Or is there another way you're going to ask me that?
oh, how am I supposed to do? Yeah, are the rodents spicy?
No,
Is that it?
I don't think that's the joke they're going for there.
What's the
down here we go a little more around the corner for the joke.
Oh, okay, so like it's not so obvious?
I believe the question you are looking to ask is it micey?
Yeah, now I don't want to, look, I'm from Queens.
It's just, and I'm just saying, it's just a regular rodent infestation.
Yeah, but I don't, I'm worried about, you say rat, you say it's micey, I say it's ratty. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, it's not, it ain't rats, it's just a few little mice. It's just because that's how we do it down here.
Thought Spiral was taken off the air right in the middle of their black fella.
That was
talking
not
about-
a black fella.
I know.
Fuck you for calling that a black fella.
I'm such a terrible person.
That was Cajun, my friend.
I'm such a terrible human.
You are.
I know. But I'm getting better.
Three question Thad has three questions for us.
Is this someone new?
I think it's It's at Thug Thumbs.
Oh, I love Thug.
But this week he's three question Thad. Did mankind invent math or discover it?
They discovered it.
Okay. I think I'm with you there.
But I'm not even sure about that answer. Who am I? Magellan? Who am I? Who does isosceles triangle? Who am I? Pythagoras?
Who am I? Isosceles? How far do you think you would make it on Survivor? Not very far.
I wouldn't even go on that.
I wouldn't get in. I probably wouldn't make it into the building for the audition.
Can this poison kill me, sir? Is this poison? They said that plants are poison. Are they poisonous enough that if I ate them, I'd die?
Yes.
Well, they're just a little bit spicy. Just a little bit spicy.
And the final of three question Thad's questions is, when is the last time you set an alarm to wake you up in the morning or afternoon, I guess, for Andy?
Today.
Yeah?
I went to sleep. Yes. I went to sleep at 5 o'clock. I set the alarm for 7:15. And when it rang, I didn't know if I was in Cleveland. I didn't know if it was morning. I didn't know why the alarm had gone off. I assumed I had missed an appointment, so that would come back to bite me. But yes, very much so. 2 hours ago. And I set 7 of them.
Fantastic.
7:15, 7:16,
Mine was pre-pandemic.
Oh, so you have had to set You do set alarms.
Usually only when I have like a 7:00 a.m. flight or something, and I have to wake up at 4:30 or something,
Right. In which case I would never go. This is the thing I'm not going to miss. This is the thing I can't miss that flight, so I'll stay up all night. And what can happen besides flipping over the up escalator?
Exactly.
I don't miss those days.
I understand. Noted Texan energy executive says, I was in my car listening to TS 198 when Josh put his mic out the window to hear the ice cream van. I drove past an ice cream van. This is clearly a supernatural terror meant to bring us existential dread. Call my therapist or just drive into a wall?
I would call your therapist as you're driving into a wall.
Sure, exactly.
Because you want to be able to feel good about it.
And not have to pay.
People seem to enjoy that because we're not usually like an NPR, This American Lifestyle sounds where you hear ambient noise.
Right.
So I think people enjoyed this little opening of the window. I know I did because I heard the window open. I heard the sound come closer and I felt like I was part of a family.
Yeah, I think it was theater of the mind.
Oh.
Bandicoot B says you can
Say
only...
that again, please.
Bandicoot B
Oh, thanks.
says you can only save 3 of the following bands. You can only save 3 of the following bands.
3 of the following, yes, sir.
The others disappear forever.
Mm-hmm. No more others.
No more of them. That's right. May the blue blurt of happiness shit in your Cheerios.
Oh, my God. That just sounds depressing.
The Beatles, the Rolling Stones, the Grateful Dead, Led Zeppelin, The Who, Pink Floyd. What? Not an interesting enough question? Did I mention you're both Huell Hauser? Well, that's a fairly easy one for me to do, I'd say. I'd have to stay with the Beatles, the Stones, and The Who. But I understand my friend here would probably pick the Grateful Dead over The Who.
Well, the Grateful Dead are just fantastic.
They're fantastic.
So you took LSD, Jerry, earlier today, and you think I look like a floating poodle.
So you think you've unfurled all the answers of the universe in this very compact time frame.
Where are you seeing all these hexagons?
So who would you keep there, Andy?
I would keep whatever you said.
No, I don't think you would. You would keep the Grateful Dead, whereas I would keep the Who.
I would reject the Who. And I would also go to put money in there for a how do you stick with an impression.
The Who am I?
I don't know.
Jordan Maywood says, for show 200, can I suggest you each get some champagne? Maybe champale. Or even chambucket.
I would drink.
Yeah, we can drink.
Yeah. That would be fun.
Sure. For all 3 nights?
Oh, I didn't think. Well, we can try.
The whole week? Or as Fred Sanford would have, ginger ale and ripple. It's champipple. See, now I'm doing a black guy.
You're doing, at least, just disregard all of my bullshit.
All right. Q-Mock says whenever there's a doc about someone like Andy Kaufman, some talking head will say he didn't care whether the audience liked it or not. He had to get his art out there. Wouldn't that make for a crappy show, or is it an artist's duty to stretch boundaries?
Well, I think it is an artist's job to stretch boundaries, but then you're also able to say that I don't want to hear all The Great Gatsby read under any circumstances. And also, do you think, I don't know that he was fearless. He may have been, I don't know. It did seem like he was fearless when he was doing those things. It didn't seem like he was particularly concerned that people didn't like it.
Well, I mean, just because you're not afraid of what an audience thinks doesn't mean you're fearless, first of all.
That's true. That's true.
But, I think you asked the question a doc about someone like Andy Kaufman, but I don't think there were very many like Andy Kaufman,
No.
So it's really a case by case thing. I think Andy Kaufman did, challenged audiences enough to make it art,
He did, you mean?
I do think so.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. And he got the audio. When they wanted to kick his ass when he was, it's really the funniest thing I ever saw when he's like saying to the people, I'm sorry, I'm not from Memphis, Tennessee, and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. And it's just like, I think, the very essence of comedy is commitment. It is the essence of all great comedy. And so I feel like Andy Kaufman was just this sort of abstracted, extreme version of just the commitment without the jokes. But it's still, because it had that commitment, it stayed within the realm of comedy.
And it doesn't necessarily work as well when Andy's gone and it's just the guy doing Tony Clifton.
No, it was a magic thing that he created, and part of that magic was hate could be part of the equation.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there was no, and
he wanted a strong reaction, and I don't think he cared what flavor it was, really. And
that to me is it's like I don't know much about professional wrestling, but that seems to be the thing, is that they love they're always into the acting and the shtick and and they really love it.
Yeah.
I didn't say that articulately.
That's all right.
As I normally would. I normally fill in the blanks and you feel like you're talking to Alan Watts.
Yeah. Guy Incognito says, "Hey dudes, there's a guy in my work training class that sounds like a boomer Midwestern droopy, who also, of course, struggles mightily with technology and muting his microphone. In addition to his virile limitations, has Droopy had any similar problems?"
Yeah, sure. I'm going to answer that question. What am I, a nut? A nutcase in addition to what?
I don't think he was asking you.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I believe that was a question for me.
Don't push it, Droopy.
And yes, I have many problems adjusting to modern technology.
Like
penile implants.
Oh, you're not for them? I'm going to play Bud Abbott now. Oh, you don't like the penile implants, Droopy?
I just have a hard time making them work.
I thought you have a hard time in general. We've been Kindler and Weinstein. Tip your wait staff.
We've been Kindler and Kindler's penis.
Not working since 1968.
Wookie Talkie says, I'm thinking of buying a drum set. Is there a preschool evil life coach with some experience on this?
Get yourself a drum set, absolutely! Follow your bliss! Let your freak flag fly! There's absolutely no reason not to get a drum set!
What brand would you recommend?
You deserve this! What brand? Get a woodwig.
A what?
A woodwig.
Oh,
like Wingo.
I got it. I did get it eventually.
Chaotic Neutral says, following up on last week's question about roasts, Andy asked for one about Josh, and Chaotic Neutral provided one. Here it is. Of course, Josh was way funnier than his body of work suggests. From America's Funniest Home Videos to the Greg Kinnear Show, Josh's career path is proof that Jews do not run Hollywood.
That's good. That is good. It slams you and it's good.
Ouch.
You better say ouch.
Ow, wow.
Wow is
wow, that's too much of a hot seat for me.
Oh, you got me good. Wait a second. Let me expel some air in frustration.
Jonah Whitty says, what are your thoughts on the show Community?
I never watched it that much to get into it. I don't think I liked it that much.
I didn't like it that much, and I had a real chip on my shoulder about it because about a year and a half before it came on, I had pitched a show about a community college that there were no takers for. And so I felt a little unreasonably bitter, I would say, about it.
It seems self-indulgent, if that's the right word.
Yeah, it was. It became very...
See how horrible Chevy Chase is?
Well, but it just had this sort of inside joke quality to it. It felt like it read its own internet.
Yes. It's like It's like Talk Soup came to. Well, that guy, like that guy Joe McHale, they tried to capitalize on his general sarcasm. I don't know. I never watched it to get into it, and the premise seemed weird to me. Not the way you did it.
Right. Well, I did think, I did think it was a great setting for a show because it's one of the sort of few places in society where there is such a blend of people.
Yeah, you would get people from different ages and stuff.
Well, different ages and different walks of life, and just, I was inspired by the fact that Allison was going there at the time,
Well, I still think we could sell it. There's no door that I can't open.
On the way out. Ed Kupfer says, I would like to pitch a new segment. Josh tells Andy a street joke. Can I hear a sample?
What? It sounds like an insane person. I would like to hear this. And what do you got?
Guy walks into a bar, into a diner. Looks at the menu behind the counter on the wall. It says hamburgers $5, cheeseburgers $6, hand jobs $10. And he looks around and sees a very attractive girl behind the bar, and she goes, "Can I help you?" And he says, "Yeah. Are you the one who does the hand jobs?" She goes, "Yes, I am." And he goes, "Well, wash your hands. I want a cheeseburger."
Why, yes, I am. You keep thinking, is it going to get more misogynist? Is it going to get, what's going to happen? What is going to happen?
Annotated MST says, "Wow, I went on the net to see if I could find any cool info about the number 199 for you guys, just for yucks. I got to this, and then I just had to quit so I could bang my head against the wall for a bit." And this is the angel number 199, meaning, this is a little excerpt from the web. It says, the angel number 199 is made of 3 digits, 1, 9, and 9. That's where Annotated MST had to quit.
It's understandable.
Yes. Ricky Carroca says it's time to party like it's 1909.
Is that the way British people say?
Yeah.
Oh. Is that British?
No. That's just Ricky Carroca.
I haven't seen that movie in a while, but I did see it, right? So we're good.
Official Mexican of Thought Spiral, Isai76, is back to say, as the official Mexican of Thought Spiral, I am requesting 2 professional comedians like yourself finish this joke for me, please. Andy is a black belt because he wants to be prepared, but I'm a brown belt because ... because I have brown shoes.
I have a brown belt. Here's my kind of comment. I have a brown belt because the color of my belt is the shade of brown. Boom.
Boom. Carol Andresdes.
Oh, I think I saw this question and almost responded to it like the doofus that I am.
For Andy, what would be an ideal cameo request?
Yes. For me, I like when people say, the ideal one would be, Andy, just say a series of words that don't have to be entertaining. No, I don't know. The ideal one, I like roasts and pep talk. I like pep talks.
Yeah.
I didn't answer the question properly.
No, I think I could see that. Pep talks are at least all positive.
Yeah. They're all and I like when people buy a cameo for themselves. It's like a weird thing, and people say they've been cheered up by them.
Yeah. It's a weird thing. I'll give you that much.
Hey, no comments from the... I'm sorry.
David Weiss says that, Andy, why are you working on Shabbos?
That's a good point. Well, because I'm a Reformed Jew and who doesn't even really remember. I think it's Friday night to sundown, Saturday. So I could work this morning on the I was on the Majority Report this morning.
No, right now it's Shabbos you're working.
Oh, that's right. Because I don't
He doesn't
care.
see it as work. That's the thing.
It's not work. I see this as God's gift to me for the 7th day. And also, I have a. Whoa, 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 yo, 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 yo,
You guys say you don't miss stand-up, but could it be that you've gotten so used to not performing that it's hard to remember how a good set feels? Like when I don't travel or listen to music for long periods of time, until I do it again, I don't know what I'm missing. I think you have to go back way before the pandemic started for Andy to remember how a good set feels.
Oh my God, I don't know why that came out. Have you been holding that in there all these years?
I planned it.
Okay, so the point is I'm not very funny. I get it. But do you have to tell everybody? I have to, Josh. But you?
I think I do know how a good set feels. I think after 30 some years, I still can remember it, but I don't. It's not a strong enough potion for me to really miss it that much anymore.
And I don't. I don't miss it, but I could definitely see myself. I mean, I would want to do it again, but I just don't feel the need to. I don't feel the need to
rush.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't. It's not like I decided stand up sucks. It's more just like for me personally. I mean, for Andy, it's a different story than for me. Honestly, I mean, for Andy, that's his profession. For me, it's this sort of avocation that I've held on to. You know,
right? But I mean, also, it's it's such a weird thing. I mean, in general, thank God for stand up that it ever came along that we can make money from it.
Yeah.
But now I sound like spiritual Sammy.
No, you don't, if that's any solace to you. Let's do a couple of letters because I'm feeling guilty that they're starting to sort of stack up a bit.
Let's do it. You know what? That's the type of thing where you're giving back.
Ben says, I don't tweet, so I always feel a little left out during question time. However, I was listening to this week's podcast and had the thought, what if Andy is actually secretly all the people tweeting questions to the show regularly? The idea that he would do this and then go on the show and forget every single thing that they reference, both from the show and pop culture in general, is hilarious to me, and I hope it amuses you too. Love the show.
But he did catch us. You caught us. We were doing our own Phil Hendry style comedy. I was chaotic neutral and Mama Dick. I'm Mama Dick, which you never see on camera.
All right. Stephen LaFave, I think, is a little frustrated that he hasn't gotten his letters on here. So he says, this one is sure to be mentioned on the show. Are you sitting down? Celebrity actual real value calculator. Celebrity net worth / cameo price divided by cameo price equals actual value. So Andy's celebrity net worth is $500,000 divided by his cameo price, $35. His actual real value comes out to $14,285.71. How'd I do, Stephen LaFave?
I think it sounds about right. It sounds like the computations work.
It sounds like just about the tax-free gift amount.
Interestingly enough.
Both Stephen LaFave and Seth Dobson had questions about you're wondering about Smurfs rather. Stephen LaFave didn't understand. Is it like a toy you throw? He thought maybe you were thinking of rubbery WWF wrestling figures from the 80s. But no, I think what Seth Dobson also thinks is that you were mistaking Smurfs with Nerf toys.
Yes. That's exactly what I was doing.
Right.
I was also confusing the two concepts and not really caring enough because it didn't involve me, the topic, of figuring it out.
Tony says, let's just do that. Hey guys, love the show. Years ago, I had a nice apartment on a nice street in an unnamed area of Los Angeles. I would see Andy on my walks from time to time, and after the third or fourth sighting, I decided he was probably my neighbor. One night, we both happened to be using the ATM in the now torn-down, unnamed bank on the corner. I was slightly starstruck, but I didn't want to bother him, so I just let out a hi. I immediately feared he could sense I wasn't the type of person who would normally greet a stranger and was on to me as a Kindler fan. He said, hey, back as he walked away, but I think he was scared of me, so I didn't take it any further. Does this story make Andy uncomfortable? And how do you both feel in general about being recognized in public? Any standout experiences?
Well, my problem is that when I do go out, I'm going out normally to buy ice cream. And my fear is that I like to get recognized. But if I have an ice cream situation, no, I love to I can't imagine when I don't like to get recognized unless I was having surgery or something.
Right. I find it outlandish when people recognize me. So I'm always pretty pleasant about it.
You're like, what's their angle? You were thinking, right?
The fact if anyone were to actually recognize me and be right about who I am, then it's, they have special facial recognition features. The most exciting recognizing of myself was when I was 16 years old. I had been doing comedy for less than 6 months, or 6 months maybe at that point. And I went on this trip with my friend Craig in the summer. We went on this road trip for 2 weeks. And we're at we're in Washington, D.C. And it's like 10 o'clock at night, and we're at the Lincoln Memorial. And someone comes up to me and goes, hey, aren't you a comic from Minneapolis? And I was so fucking excited.
That is unbelievable. That is some hot stuff for a 16-year-old.
It really was.
How come your parents let you go out? I'm sorry. I went away from the microphone. I was talking into air like an old man who can't remember why he's breathing. Oh, that was the saddest thing. What was the topic again? God damn it, that was sad. That's like narcissism 303. Well, I assume as I'm speaking,
they'll come with me. They'll come with me.
Excuse me, if you can't be where I am, what's the point of doing it?
Right. Mimi H says, hi, Josh and Andy. First, thanks for all the laughs. And Andy, It's a Wonderful Life skits you do absolutely has my family on the floor laughing. It's our favorite sappy Christmas movie, and to hear that sweet Jimmy Stewart tell Janie she's just not attractive and to shut the hell up just kills me.
What are you trying to make me upset? Janie, shut up. I'm all of a sudden, Chevy Chase is talking to his wife. Get off the phone, Janie. Get off the goddamn phone.
Next time Jen Kirkman is on, please ask her about her brush with Scientology. It is a great, funny, but scary at the same time story.
I didn't even know that was true, that she had a brush with it.
And I'm glad Clyde is on the mend. Mimi H.
And what is the end of the week update on Clyde?
Clyde is, I'd put him at 90% now.
That's pretty good.
And he's got a real big attitude now. He's real tired of being managed now. He's real tired of being micromanaged.
So he doesn't like to be carried at all, then?
He does not. And he has spent longer and longer times trying to stall the inevitable this week.
Well, what's so bad about being carried?
Nothing. I mean, my hands are delightful and tender and warm.
I don't understand. I'm going to have a talk with him.
Yeah.
I love that you can sense, though, that you're getting on the dog's last nerve.
Yeah, totally. He's tired of being confined.
They're the definitive example of a species that you can read what they're thinking all the time.
Yeah.
Did any of those words? I think I made up some.
It was good. It worked. All right, let's finish. I'm going to finish with a flourish of begging.
Okay.
Please give us some money. Oh no, was that too nail on the head?
More. I would like to hear something with more desperation.
My dog God.
Oh, yeah, that's right, Josh.
Thousands of dollars.
Is it true that you don't have any money for the mortgage?
I don't have any money, people.
Oh, folks, look, I wouldn't normally do
enough
this.
if you bought my movie and I just got the first payment and I don't
Josh,
have
calm down.
money.
Don't cry, Josh.
I don't have
them.
money! I need money!
Give me the fucking money.
So if any of that landed with you, go to buymeacoffee.com/thoughtspiral and buy us a coffee.
Beautiful.
Or go buy my movie, Michael DeBar, Who Do You Want Me to Be? Or, to a lesser extent, go buy Andy's album. Hence the humor.
Why did you have to add to a lesser extent? That sounds unnecessarily cruel.
What, are you going to hang up on me?
Wait a second. I think I could. I'm going to do it right now. Goodbye, sucker.